Good night. The Prime Minister, ministers, state ministers, leaders of the level, and the people of Papua New Guinea. I am Tramya Kambipi, 82 years old. Now, I was still a student in the CLC, Training College in Barnes. People elected me in the second House of Assembly, 1968, along with late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, with the other founding fathers in likes of St. Julius Son, Sir John Mames, and others. I served as a member in the House of Assembly from 1968 to 77, while the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare continued until 2017. Late Great Chief, you were one of the longest serving member of Parliament and the longest serving Prime Minister in the history of this country. So on behalf of my family and the people of Lumusa district and the people of Western Highlands, I express my deepest condolence to Lady Veronica, the children, grandchildren, the people of East Civic and West Civic, for passing your dear husband, the father, the grandfather, your leader, and our hero, late Great Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare. I sincerely shed my hot tears today as I describe this great leader who lies before us. This greatest chief is fitting as someone who is a true political warrior who fights for the independence of this country, who fought the fight with enthusiasm, who never gives up, who is visionary and serve the people with passion, who as a people first than himself, who is brave through all acts. I pay homage to you, late Grand Chief. In 1972, the territory of Papua New Guinea, now the nation of Papua New Guinea, gained self-government. The late Great Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare was appointed the Chief Minister under the Pangu Party coalition with the National Party and Papuan Besana. I was then the opposition whip under the United Party-led opposition. The United Party strongly opposed the idea of independence because we felt it was too early. As from 1972 and on until 1975, debate was intensified inside of the House of Assembly. Finally, You won, dear late Grand Chief. My brother and my former colleague, I can still remember as a time we had an intensive debate regarding the independence for Papua New Guinea, and we ended up in exchanging fists in the House of Assembly. My former colleague, late Grand Chief, Sir Michael Thomas Somare, you fearless stand still, determined, and your people in heart. I came to realize now it was a divine will of God upon you. And with God, you have successfully achieved your dream by delivering an independence for the people of this beautiful country, Papua New Guinea. I salute you, champion. On the international front, like Grand Chief, relationship with Australia started way back then, when the Australian Labour Party, led Prime Minister Gough Whitlam, ready to grant independence to the territory of Papua New Guinea as the country of its own, now called Papua New Guinea. Thank you, late Great Chief. You were the master architect. Between 1972 and 1975, there were significant changes took place under the leadership of Chief Minister, now late Great Chief. These include the drafting and finalizing of the Constitution of Papua New Guinea. 2, a flag of Papua New Guinea was designed. 3, a named territory of Papua New Guinea changed into Papua New Guinea now. 4, finally, a new nation was born on 16th of September 1975. I honor you, late Great Chief. Late Great Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare was truly chosen by God. You were someone who feared no one but God alone. You have made this nation to stand on its own 2 feet. You were the leader who had clean hands all through your political life. You have made a legacy in many difficult changes for this country. You are indeed enemy to none and friends to all. My dear former colleague and my hero, thank you so much for what you did for the people of this country called Papua New Guinea. To assure current leaders and the leaders to come, I assure of caliber of late Grand Chief Sir Michael T. Somare is what beside of you all. Have God as the fundamental in your leadership and rule with transparency and honesty. My God, direct your path as you maneuver into the future. Thank you, late great Chief, for lasting, setting the face. With this, I sincerely pay homage and respect to you. Champion, your soul rest in peace for eternity. Thank you.
That was Tramya Kambipi. He was a member of parliament from 68 to 77.